guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's free. If you are not new to my channel but you have not liked, commented, or subscribed, we're gonna have a problem. So right now we're just doing some Halloween themed press-ons, and I'm gonna tell y'all about this new show that I've been watching. It's called Love and Contract. It is a Korean drama. It is found on Rakuten Viki, and when I tell you that I find it funny, I find it hilarious. So when we open up, it's a husband and wife, and they, just having dinner like a normal couple. And then the wife says, she's leaving. She goes to work. We find out that she works as a consultant, like work to help out single people. I don't know. Basically, she marries for money. So she helps men that are either in a jam, like they just need a date. I think one of the people's mothers was dying. One of the people who she helped had a class reunion, and he wasn't that popular in high school, so he just wanted to show out a little bit. Another guy, he was gay, but he didn't want to tell his family because he was also the only boy, and they kind of was counting on him to extend the family bloodline. It was just a whole mess. But you find out that she's like really smart, and she basically is a jack of all trades. Like I don't want to say you wouldn't expect her to be like know as much as she does, but it was just like, dang, you really got a personality to fit any situation here. You really in your element, sis. So we find out that the husband, the guy that she had helped out who was gay, they end up getting married and getting a divorce, but they still live together. So, and it's crazy because his boyfriend was over there, and he was kind of jealous of their relationship. It's like, what are you gonna do? So we also find out that she was the only daughter raised in like one of the top 10 Korean business families. She ended up 13 years before the beginning of this show. She ended up, having a breakdown and basically cutting ties with her family. And she was like, you know what, I'll just make it on my own. I don't have time for this. Y'all doing too much. Because she was actually being raised at a very young age just to get married, which I find is really heartbreaking. So for the last I don't know if it was the last 13 years or what, but for the last couple years, she's been working to pay off pay back the lady who raised her. And they got like a strained relationship, because if I raised you to do a job and you all of a sudden didn't do that job, yeah, my actual job depended on it, yeah, we're gonna have a problem. So her last payment had come in, and she was like, you know what, I'm gonna retire from doing this, and I'm just gonna move on. I don't have to give, the lady's name was Madam Yo. She said, I don't have to give her no more money. Which honestly, we find out that she didn't have to give her the money anyway, because Madam Yo didn't ask her to give her any money. The girl was just giving her money, and I don't think that Madam Yo even spent any of the money that she gave her. But she was gonna retire. She was leaving the country. She was like, I'm getting the heck up out of here. And she making all these plans and stuff. But she forgot to tell her husband that she was leaving, that she was doing all this. But the husband is like a really nice person. He is he's socially awkward. And they don't really tell you why in the beginning. They don't really tell you why he decided to use her service, because really all they do is eat in his apartment. She comes in on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. She come in, they have dinner that he makes, and then she leaves. And that's really how the 5 years of their relationship had worked. But before she can get a chance to tell the husband that she's doing all this, he comes up and he's like, they should get a divorce. Now, if looks could kill, because she like, hold up, sir, you out here, what? Divorce who? You divorcing me? Like, that's not how this works. I divorce you, thank you very much. So she ends up basically demanding that he stick to the schedule, and she uses the guise of her not wanting to pay him back. She like, you're not getting no refund, so we might as well just complete your contract date, and then on your contract date, then we'll file the divorce papers. So in all this, she's talking high and mighty, and she tells him like, I'm gonna cook for you, and I'm gonna do all this other stuff. And of course she's saying it like in the heat of the moment. When she calmed down, girl done forgot. So she comes back to his house, and she has no groceries, and he didn't start making anything. So he's like, you wanna order out? And she's like, for what? And so he reminds her that she said that she was supposed to be cooking. So she's like, just kind of stuck. So she was like, no, I'll cook. So he ends up having nothing in his fridge, nothing in the cupboards, and he's like, he really only cooks what he needs. So whenever he's making something, he buys the ingredients specifically for that, and that's it. Like, when I tell you that this man's apartment, spotless, gorgeous, immaculate, lovely. It was so, he's also, you can tell he might have some OCD. So she like, no, so she finds something. She ends up basically making something out of nothing. They eat and she leaves, but she leaves the kitchen a hot mess, like a hot mess. Then she ends up taking a job where she's basically blindsided and tricked into being someone's mother. And that's not part of her contract. She's like, that's not what I do. It was sad because it was during the baby's little school performance. Poor girl was up there on stage bawling because her dad just couldn't. I don't know what her dad was trying to do, but the girl ended up telling him, like, yo, why don't you just focus on living your life to the best of your ability? Oh, he wanted to make his ex-wife jealous. So she's like, well, why don't you just focus on living, to the best of your ability? Because then that'll make you happy, that'll make your daughter happy, and that'll make your ex-wife jealous. He caught himself trying to assault her, and she self-defended. It was a whole self-defense moment, and I think she broke something. I think she broke his finger or something like that. I was like, okay, girl, go ahead. So that was supposed to be the end of, her taking contracts, aside from her having the standing contract with the Monday, Wednesday, Friday guy. So then we cut to this movie star, and he's on a shoot. He's doing a scene with his coworker, and I don't exactly know what happened with him and his coworker, but there was a scene. In the scene, she's supposed to be upset, and she's supposed to smack him. Y'all, she really smacked him, like, whole hand on cheek, smacked him. Like, my man fell and everything. And of course the directors was like, great, we got the shot cut. they ain't nothing. So he ends up going like in a corner and calling his house for his cat Jamie. Now, I love my cat as much as the next person, but I'm not about to FaceTime my cat. But he was in the joint FaceTime his cat. He named his cat Jamie. Him and his manager decide that, they got to move. I don't remember what happened to the place that he was living in. But they find a place. They find a pretty private area to live in. And it just so happens to be in the same apartment building on the floor above the Monday, Wednesday, Friday guy that the girl still has the contract with. So the guy on the move-in day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday guy gets a call from something. He's supposed to be getting a package from delivery service. So he gets a call from delivery service saying that they'll be out. They're like right downstairs. So he comes downstairs. He ends up seeing the movie star, and coincidentally, the truck pulls up behind the movie star. The movie star don't see the truck. This truck pulls up behind the movie star, and it has the movie star's picture on it because he did an ad, or he did some promo for them. So the guy, of course, I don't know if he's living under a rock, but the guy is trying to take the package from him, and the movie star's like, what are you doing? Like, stop trying to take my package. So they end up, I think the package ends up being a cat. I think it ends up being Jamie. He's trying to move Jamie in. But Jamie don't like him. Jamie does not like her owner, and she lets it be known. So the guy, the Monday, Wednesday, Friday guy, he somehow is able to calm the cat. The cat likes him. So the movie star asks him, hey, could you bring my cat up to the apartment? Because I can't touch her. So the guy ends up bringing the cat up to the apartment. The movie star grabs the guy's package, which happened to be a whole bunch of cleaning supplies. And for it to be a whole bunch of cleaning supplies, that was a big package. So they're both on the elevator, and our main character comes in, and she gets into the elevator. The movie star looks at her with like he done seen a ghost, because it turns out that he is also a child of one of the top 10 Korean business families. He has also cut ties with his family, or at least tried to. So he's a movie star because he wanted to make his own money, so that he wasn't depending on, his family. He was there when she had the wedding meeting. It's called a wedding meeting. It's just when you meet the person that you're supposed to marry. And he had fallen in love with her. And the name that she was actually using at that time, now I don't know if this was her real name or not, but her name was Jamie. So he ended up naming the cat after her, his first love. So he's calling the cat. He called her. He said her name. He said Jamie. And she kind of like tried not to notice it because like she was trying to leave that life alone. So she tried to play it off like she didn't know it. So her husband is calling her by her name. So it was crazy. They ended up being able to get the cat into the movie star's house, and the main character just so happened to be allergic. And the movie star is like checking her out, you know, first love and all that. So he's checking her out. He notices the ring, and then he goes about his day. They go about their day doing their dinner and everything. So they come back out, and I don't know why the guy comes back onto the elevator, but he sees her again. So he sees her this time, and she doesn't have a ring on. And so now he's even more confused. Like, well, is she married? Is she not married? Like, what the heck is going on? She ends up, you know, ignoring him, basically going home, and, you know, trying to call it a day, telling her husband, best friend, you know, about her day and everything, and all this other stuff. Oh, again, she cooks for the man and leaves the man's kitchen a hot mess. And at that moment, he was like, I need to find a way to stop her from cooking in this kitchen. Because he looks stressed. Like, all this mess, I need to stop her from cooking in this kitchen. So she goes home, tells husband, best friend, how her day went and all that stuff. She don't tell him about the movie star, though. And I believe that they go out again and they see him once more at a bar, but they're not, well, she's not paying attention. He's trying to hide himself, and the gay husband was trying to hit on him, actually. You know, just to see what would happen. So the movie star ends up going to the house, or being in the stairwell. And at the bottom of the stairwell, the husband of the main character, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Mr. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, is downstairs, like all the way down at the bottom, with a knife, a picture of a dead lady, and he's just jabbing away. And of course, the movie star, like any normal person, would be like, what the holy heck is going on here? So he tries to take a picture. The phone falls, makes noise in the stairwell, causing it to echo. The Monday, Wednesday, Friday, he runs off, and the guy comes downstairs and sees, you know, what he sees, and he's like, oh my gosh, I am living with a killer. So his main concern was actually to make sure that the girl that he knew as Jamie was safe, and to make sure that she did not go back into that apartment. So then and I think he saw that on a Thursday. So now it's Friday, and so she's back at the place, the apartment, and he's trying to just get her away from the apartment, and she's confused, like, what is going on here? And that's where it cuts off. They have some really weird cutoff points, but all in all, I feel like y'all should keep an open mind and try to watch this. I feel like it's a good watch. 45 minutes an episode, so it is really long, so a lot of stuff happens in one episode, and I think I should give it a try. All right, bye.